All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, we are back again on the other side of the coin. Another day, another stream. We're gonna have a lot of fun, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of different pieces of news to talk about. Whether some of it is true or not, that's for you guys to decide, and I'll put my opinion as well. But yeah, some of the news that's been coming out in regards to Lukaku, it's going to be very interesting. There was an offer, and then very quick, there was a rejection as well. We're going to talk a little bit about Tchouameni. Apparently, he's meant to be the next in target for us to purchase. So we'll talk about that and obviously tie it up with the Declan Rice situation. And we're going to talk about Jules Kounde, a very interesting comment from Steve Nicol, which is going to trigger a lot of us, but it will trigger some good conversation as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what you guys have to say about that. It'll be very, very good. And then we want to finish things off with Chelsea's away kit announcement. So I want to know exactly what you guys are thinking about that. We'll have a look at that. I really like it. To be honest, I can't wait to actually get one of them. I can't wait for the jersey offer comes along again and get one of these babies. But before we get into any of it, first of all, we got nearly 40 people live. Smash the like button, get the likes all the way up to 40 straight away. As I've always said in this channel, the likes help the channel a lot. It allows the channel, well, the video to be exposed to far more people out there. So you guys are tuning in on a daily basis. You know what the drill is. Smash the like button. We grow together. We grow together, ladies and gentlemen. We are on the road for 7,000 subscribers now. So let's do it. All right. As always, I want to give a massive, massive shout out to the live chat. I want to connect with you guys. I'm really enjoying doing these streams by myself because I get to actually talk to you guys firsthand and look at more of your comments and actually interact, which is so refreshing, to be honest. So shout out time to Galactus Pro. Galactus Pro, we're going to talk about all of these striker stuff that you've been bringing up. 100% we'll talk about it. Obviously, the Lukaku offer and the rejection, we'll talk about all of that. So shout out to you, Galactus. Kartik, shout out to you, my man, as well. Like always, Horizont goes on an absolute ballistic sort of mind frame as soon as Horizont comes on live chat. He just lays it on and just sprays everything left, right, and center. To appreciate that, my man. Then we've got Declan in Ireland. It's time, my man. Thank you so much for joining. Mazin is here. Football style. Good to see you, football style. Big up, Miz. Thank you so much, my man. Danko is here. Yo, Miz. Justice, thank you so much for joining. Who else do we have here? We've got Jordan, Declared, like always, never failed. Declared is here. Osomane, I hope I pronounced that right. Thank you for joining, my man. We've got the Beautiful Game, Roby, like always, Shubajoti, Roy, thank you so much. Dhruv is here. Guadalupe, still no mod Miz. You know what? I've seen you enough now. It's time to mod you, my man. It's time to mod you. There you go. Guadalupe, you're now mod. Dhruv is here. Thank you so much, my man. London is Blue is here. Let's get this show rock and rolling. We've got over 50 people. Guys, let's smash the like button. All right. First bit of news to talk about, and then I'll see what comments you guys have to say about it, and then we'll discuss a little bit about that. So first of all, let's have a look at this bit of news that came up. This was strange, literally. I mean, Simon Phillips, obviously quoting from another news source called Corriere della Sera, apparently a reputable Italian-based news publication. This was earlier today. It was early morning in UK. And the news goes something like this. Chelsea make 110 million offer for Romelu Lukaku, and Inter are tempted to accept. Roman Abramovich's son has been in Milan working on the deal. Now, before I get to the second part of this particular news, when I saw that news, I was like, okay, well, that's interesting. Roman's son is going out there and trying to do his father's job, I suppose. Roman's obviously out there chasing the Haaland deal, and the son probably thought that, look, Dad, you can't seem to get the Haaland deal done. I'm going to try and get Lukaku. So it was very interesting that this particular rumor came about Lukaku, and it seems to be happening. This is the trend in transfer window, which is quite funny, and at the same time, this is where we need to ask ourselves, how much do we want to believe in some of these stuff? That's why probably people like your Fabrizio Romano's and the people that are actually well informed about these things, those are the places where we should be going. So obviously this news came about, and then straight after this, literally probably an hour. So we've got here 6:32 p.m. and then this one was about, let me have a look what time this was. Yeah, 4:44 p.m. and then this was 6:32 p.m. Literally a couple of hours later, Gazzetta from Simon Phillips' page said Chelsea contacted Romelu Lukaku and he listened, but he said no thank you to a Chelsea return. Now, all right, let's try and digest this a little bit. Let's have a look at what some of you guys are saying before I start commenting on my own over here. My personal opinion on this whole matter is that initially I thought Chelsea were interested in Romelu Lukaku. All the Chelsea correspondents, the people that are connected to Chelsea, the people that we tend to believe, your Matt Laws, Simon Johnson, Liam Toomin, all of that, and the athletic boys, they've all been saying that don't forget Romelu Lukaku is still on the cards. So I thought perhaps it's still on the cards. But recently I've been seeing Romelu Lukaku mad on social media, whether it be Twitter or Instagram, and he's posting himself and his pictures in training. And now lately he's also tagging Inter Milan. So I just thought that maybe the whole Romelu Lukaku situation was dead. But when this particular news in the morning came up, I was like, okay, well, maybe it's back on again. But straight away, Romelu Lukaku, La Gazzetta coming up and saying that Romelu Lukaku said no thank you. I think we need to accept the fact that this is probably dead. I mean, as I said, and I want to see what you guys have to say. I'm going to start looking at some of the comments very soon. If you see the way Romelu Lukaku is moving in social media, it seems like he's very much pro staying at Inter Milan. So I can't imagine how this is probably going to go ahead anymore. I think our number one choice is Haaland. But before I get to that, I want to read out some of the comments, see what you guys have to say about this. Okay, the beautiful game. Let's see what you got to say. Do you think the Lukaku bid is a way of getting BVB to hurry up and accept the Haaland offer? I mean, yeah, I really liked what Declared had to say yesterday. It made me think deeply about the whole situation, the beautiful game. I think this is one thing that could happen or might have already happened. Either we've already got an agreement with Dortmund and it's done and dusted, and everyone internally, the people that are key to this whole situation, they already know, and they're just keeping it hush because, as Declared said, Dortmund probably still want to purchase a few more players, and they don't want other clubs to know that they've got all of this money that's coming in, because then every player is going to get jacked up with their price. So maybe they'll do all their business. Once it's all done, they'll announce it. Now, that could be a particular avenue that we could look into. But this one, going after Lukaku and hurrying BVB up, I don't know. I mean, I don't think they would be moved at all. They wouldn't care one bit. They know that they know very well Chelsea's so interested in Haaland. It's not funny. So they know that. So they're not going to get pushed around just because this particular news is going around about Lukaku. They know that Chelsea's number one target is Haaland, so they're just going to wait it out. But I do tend to side with what Declared said yesterday, which made a lot of sense. Okay, let's have a look at what other comments are happening around this particular news. All right, let's have a look at Galacticos. Galacticos had a lot to say about this, actually, so I want to read some of this out. Alfredo Padilla is the same guy who said Hakimi to Chelsea was done. Sorry, Miz, I don't believe anything Alfredo Padilla is saying. He's also said Haaland agreed term with Jan Age, said he didn't. Yeah, I mean, some of these Lukaku rumors are coming straight from Italy. So how much do we want to believe them? La Gazzetta and Corriere, whatever. Let's have a look at some of these. So this one initially that said that we put 110 million offer for Lukaku. That was from Corriere della Sera, you know. And then the next one that says that Romelu Lukaku declined, well, no thank you to Chelsea, rejected Chelsea, comes from Gazzetta. Look, yeah, Galacticos Pro, my man. I can't take some of these Italian publications seriously. They said a lot of things about Hakimi. You're right. They said many things about Hakimi. I think there was interest about Hakimi. I'm not going to deny that. I think there was definite interest about Hakimi. But whether we put in a bid, you know, all of that stuff about us matching PSG's offer and all of that, I don't know if any of that was true. I personally now think that maybe Chelsea just didn't fancy Hakimi at that price, what Inter Milan was asking for, and Inter knew that they were going to get that from PSG. And at the same time, I think Hakimi's wife had a lot to say about this whole deal as well. She wanted to go to PSG, and Hakimi obliged. But yeah, you're right. I'm not really sure how much I want to believe these particular rumors or these links. I mean, having said that, it's not that I believe the fact that Lukaku's interested about Chelsea either. So, one, I don't believe these Italian publications, but at the same time, I don't believe that Lukaku's interested. I think he's happy at Inter Milan, and I think he's going to stay there. Whether any of this stuff about him rejecting us is true or not, I don't know. But at the end of the day, I think he's going to stay there. It's a dead end, I think, with Romelu Lukaku. Let's have a look at this one. Roby's saying Roman's son is doing Chelsea business. That is skeptical. Yeah, I mean, I've not heard this. I've really not heard anything about Roman's son doing business. I mean, live chat, let me know if you guys ever heard him going out there personally trying to do business for Chelsea. I find it very, very strange that he's gone out there and trying to do this. Declared. Let's see what he has to say. Roman working on Haaland and Roman's son on Lukaku sounds about right on priority. Yeah, I find it very, very strange how the father is going after Haaland and the son's going after Romelu Lukaku, which is quite strange. Guadalupe, I don't believe those Lukaku news. Di Matteo would have known nothing passes him. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I believe Fabrizio used to work with Di Matteo. So correct me if I'm wrong, once again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pretty sure Fabrizio Romano used to work with Di Matteo a long time ago. So if it's coming from Di Matteo, then I would pay some attention. But anyone else, I think we can say goodbye to that. All right, let's have a look at some more of these comments from you guys. So I'll pick out some comments here. All right, Alex, my man, thank you so much for joining, my man, Alex. Good to see you on the live chat. Romelu Lukaku is not dilly-dallying at all, but Haaland somewhat is. Yeah, well, Haaland was being quite straightforward yesterday. If you guys watched my stream yesterday, I think Haaland was being quite straightforward about a few things when he was talking about Daniel Milan, saying that Milan better expect to play together in the same pitch. Then he was also saying, I don't know anything about any of these rumors. I've been literally on holiday for a month. I haven't spoken to my agent. I've now come back. And he was sort of saying 175 million euros is a lot to pay for one person. And then you've got the whole Dortmund camp talking about, they're still planning a season with Haaland, and it would only happen if it's something absolutely, out of the blue, like a fantasy offer. I think one of the Dortmund people was saying that it would need to be somewhere around 200 million. It was about 175. Now they're talking about 200 million euros. So yeah, it's very, very strange. I want to take care of some of these super chat before I start talking about the whole striker situation a little bit more. Declared saying, thank you so much, Declared, for the super chat, my man. Lukaku is looking for a bump up contract, 2 year left. Yeah, perhaps he is, man. He is. Look, he's 28 going into 29. Perhaps it's just a bit too late now to return back to Chelsea. I mean, if this was definitely happening, then he shouldn't have said earlier on that he was happy to stay at Inter Milan, and he apparently spoke to Inzaghi and he's happy to stay. If he was really keen, then we would have seen progression already. And his time would have been the last time when we were getting rumored under Antonio Conte. But at that time, he ended up going to Man United. So I think his time is now over. And perhaps he's using this as a platform to get a bigger deal with Inter Milan. Who knows? Who knows? All right. Let's have a look at another super chat here. My man Alex, thank you so much for the super chat. Romelu Lukaku not dilly-dallying at all, but Haaland is. I think I saw this particular comment from you. So once again, Alex, thank you so much for that super chat, and hopefully I've answered that. Okay, let's now really talk about this striker situation, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get serious about this, right? We've got over 100 people live, guys. Let's smash the like button. Let's get the likes up to over 100. We're going to talk about some serious stuff about the striker now. Look, this whole Lukaku situation, once again, as I said, whether it's true or not that he's rejected, it doesn't matter. He's staying at Inter Milan. I'm pretty sure he's staying there. I'll be very surprised if it ends up happening now. But nonetheless, the Haaland situation looks pretty grim as well. I mean, we are 29th of July at the moment. I did mention I liked what Declared had to say about the Haaland situation yesterday. It made kind of a lot of sense to me. But that one, I don't know whether that's progressing either. Maybe something's happening at the background. But the bottom line, guys, with the whole striker situation, we need it. I don't really care about any other positions at the moment. I know we're going to talk about Jules Kounde, and Jules Kounde looks like it's going to be done. It's just around the corner. We're going to see the here we go very, very soon. Obviously, we've got the third choice goalkeeper. We perhaps may get a DM as well, which we'll talk about. But for me, honestly speaking, guys, if I get none of those and we get a striker, it's a successful transfer window for me. For me, the striker situation was number one. We need a striker. As I said, I don't want to dwell on the match that we saw against Bournemouth, but it's a good reference point to talk about. We saw the amount of chances we created, but we can't put it away. We simply can't put it away. Tammy is most likely going to go. I've heard some inside details that he's probably going to go towards Arsenal. So I don't know. We'll wait for the news. So when that happens, and he's already been told, so he's going to move on with his career. We definitely need a striker. We 100% need a striker. I don't know whether Timo Werner can come in this upcoming season and all of a sudden starts putting those goals away. I mean, he's been missing those opportunities in Leipzig as well. I hope he does put those goals away. I'm not really certain that all of a sudden he's going to be clinical. And that's what worries me, that we better get a striker. That's the number one situation for us. It will be difficult for us to compete in the Premier League or the domestic cups, Club World Cup, Champions League. I don't think we can do it again. What we did last season. There was luck in our side. We got, there were games where we should have won 3-4-0. We ended up winning 1-0, 2-1. I just don't want to be in that situation. We should be pasting teams, really. All right, let's check out some of these comments now. Unfazed saying Andy Carroll incoming. We've got Pradyumna, I hope I pronounced that right. Lukaku's a fraud, to be honest, ghosting every big match. Yeah, look, big matches, there is a question mark, but I can't deny the fact that he has developed. There's no doubt about that. His hold-up is better. Well, it's getting better. His movement is better. The finishes, you just can't deny that. Honestly, you can't deny that anymore. Like, you can't go through a whole season in the Serie A and be touted as a fraud. I think we need to give him a little bit more respect. But you're right. Look, in the bigger matches, he still needs to present himself. In the Euros against Italy, when it probably mattered, he didn't seem to jump in those situations. Flyers. Let's have a look at this one. With no striker, we're in a top four battle again. Forget winning the league. Yeah, man, I have to agree. We need a striker that's going to pump in 20 plus goals. We had a few of the live chat, the fans calling yesterday, telling absolutely perfectly that our last particular player that scored 20 plus goals was Diego Costa. And, that's the time when Diego Costa time was the last time when we won a Premier League. You just can't win a Premier League with Jorginho scoring 6 goals, or Timo Werner or Tammy Abraham, who played half the season and still ended up scoring 5 or 6 goals as well. So you can't win a season like that in the Premier League with your midfielder who scores penalties and win the league. I know a lot of people will say that, what about Man City? They played without a striker. Honestly, that's an anomaly. Even Man City are looking for strikers. They're looking for Kane, Grealish. They're looking to bulk up their whole situation about scoring goals. It's not like scoring goals was a problem for them, but they do want a striker. They don't want to just rely on a false nine anymore. So, yeah, I just don't want to get into a season where we don't have a out-and-out lethal striker that's going to pump in 20 to 25 goals and then rely on Havertz, Werner, Ziyech, Mount. I mean, we still need to rely on them, but they can't be carrying us to win a title. I mean, look, I won't be surprised if Tuchel does a madness and proves us all wrong. But, yeah, I definitely need a striker. I hope Chelsea goes out there and bangs a striker. We need to do something and provide Thomas Tuchel with this particular position. All right, let's have a look at this super chat before we get to the next bit of news, which will be interesting to talk about. Declared once again, thank you, my man, for so much for this particular super chat. It's progressing with Milan now confirmed and waiting for Dortmund's second transfer linked with Tammy leaving too. It's going to be a domino effect. Yeah, man, look, honestly, Declared, I respect you a lot for what you said yesterday. It kind of made me think that perhaps maybe this is done and dusted in the background. Money is never the problem for Chelsea. I'll find it very difficult if someone says to me that we got priced out from this Haaland situation. I don't think money will be the issue, and I don't think money was ever the issue with Lukaku either. If this rumor is true, 110 million is a lot of money, and apparently Inter Milan were ready to accept it, but looks like Lukaku is not interested to come back. So money is not the issue. If we can offer Inter Milan 110 million, I'm sure we can fork out 150 million for Dortmund. And then I'm sure once again that Roman can squeeze some money out from his pockets to pay the agent fees as well. So I'm really not worried that money would be the problem. I wouldn't be surprised if this deal has been done on the background. And as Declared is saying, maybe Dortmund's just doing all their finances and all their transfers first so that other clubs out there don't screw them for higher fees. Once all of their stuff is done, it's going to be all a domino effect. Maybe we get Haaland, Tammy then leaves as well. But the issue is we're probably not going to see it before the start of the season. We're probably going to see it whilst the season started, and hopefully before August, end of August, when the transfer season finishes. So we do need to stick around. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the next bit of news, which is about Tchouameni. So this was dropped by CFC news page. If you guys follow him or follow that person, on Instagram, you will know that on the story, CFC news page said, keep an eye on Tchouameni's situation. And then obviously PYS saying that, keep an eye on Tchouameni. Now, the whole thing about Tchouameni, and I only got to know this probably in the last 24 hours to about 48 hours, that Jules Kounde's agent is the same as Tchouameni's. So apparently a few weeks ago, we went to have a conversation. I think Peter Cech penciled in a particular appointment with Tchouameni's agent, and this news has been coming through from all the big in the knows, your Carefree Youth on Twitter and Patreon, and a few other people as well, ex-West Ham employee on Twitter as well and on his Patreon as well. They've been saying that Peter Cech apparently had a appointment booked in, penciled in to go to France to meet Tchouameni's agent. That apparently happened a few weeks ago, and they were there to talk about Tchouameni, but ended up talking about Jules Kounde as well, and now we are progressing towards Jules Kounde. And this situation could happen as well now. This is the particular DM target that could possibly arise because of the same mutual sort of agent between Jules Kounde and Tchouameni. And the other factor is, ladies and gentlemen, I want to see what you guys think about this particular deal as well, is that, as you know, Thomas Tuchel was part of Ligue 1, being the manager of PSG. He tends to know a lot of the talents from that particular league. That's why he tends to like, your Boubacar Kamara. He's got a bit of interest towards Camavinga. He knows a bit about Tchouameni as well. So it shouldn't be surprising for us at all that Chelsea is going towards a cheaper option. I know Declan Rice is still the main target. Let's be honest about it, ladies and gentlemen. Declan Rice has been talked about by almost every man and dog out there, all the journalists, top journalists, even Fabrizio Romano in his latest stream on Twitch and on YouTube, and he's been tweeting it as well, that Chelsea apparently loves Declan Rice. They like the character, they like the profile. Thomas Tuchel likes him as well, and everyone in Chelsea now are on board with this particular situation. But they also understand that Declan Rice's situation could be very difficult with West Ham. West Ham don't want to let go of this particular player. I believe he still has 3 years contract with them. So West Ham, just like Dortmund with the Haaland situation, West Ham's in complete control of this. And they could possibly make it very difficult for Chelsea. And that's why Chelsea's looking at the cheaper option and maybe options that are just as good as Declan Rice. It may be cheaper, but still just as good as Declan Rice. And that's something that we need to understand here, that just because it's cheaper, that doesn't mean that the options aren't, or the options are worse than Declan Rice. No, they're probably just as good. So, this is going to be an interesting particular situation to keep an eye on. The reason why I like Tchouameni, guys, and this is where I want to see what you guys have to say in live chat. I'm going to start looking at some of the comments very soon. Is I was on Alex's podcast earlier today, which will drop very, very soon in the byline, and I was breaking down the kind of profile that we have in the double pivot at the moment. So we've got 2 players in the double pivot. One generally stays as the deepest midfielder and looks for quick passes, the tempo, controlling the midfield, looking for those line-breaking passes, diagonal, long shot, whatever. And the other is essentially the destroyer, like the Kante type. Will go up and down, will chase the ball, will try and win possession further up, so the team can get a advanced position and attack the opposition with counter press. When you look at those 2 sort of, the profiles in our double pivot, you look at someone like Declan Rice, you think, okay, well, is Declan Rice someone absolutely suitable as the deepest midfielder and still have the ability to string those passes, and they've got to be quick. He can't just be taking his time. I feel like his ball playing ability is probably downplayed a little bit. I don't think he's bad with his ball playing ability, but I don't think it's up there in Jorginho's level, and I feel like that's the level that you need to be. And that's where someone like Tchouameni comes into play. I've seen his clips. I've seen some of his matches in recent times. He's very comfortable on the ball. He's so comfortable on the ball. He's quick with his thinking. His vision is very good. The one-touch passes is going to be extremely good with Tchouameni. And when you think about on the other side as well, from the Kante point of view, Tchouameni can absolutely run up and down as well. So he gives both sides. And Declan Rice could probably provide both sides, but I feel like he's an out and out, just a lone DM. What we saw with England. Look, for West Ham generally tend to not have the possession that much. So most of the times they play on the counter attack, and most of the times they're generally sitting deep and just countering. We are going to have close to about 65 to 70% possession most games. Let's say 65%. So Declan Rice has got to do his level best all the time to move the ball around. And I just don't know whether he's ready for that. Perhaps he could develop that under Thomas Tuchel. I've got no doubts that he could probably develop into that. But there are other options. That's the bottom line about this whole story. All right, let's look at some of the comments here now. I've noticed Hershey's YouTube channel saying, Miz, check DMs. All right, let me have a look at my DM. Mate, let's see what you sent. Are you talking about DM in Twitter or in Instagram? Perhaps you Instagrammed me, because I can't see anything on Twitter, my man. Unless you Instagram me something. Yeah, my man, I can't see anything that you've given me. So either just put it on comments so I can just talk about it openly here, or just send me whenever you can on Twitter or wherever. All right, let's have a look at some of these comments here. All right, Marcus Trashford, I love you, my man. Thank you so much for joining. Guys, we've got over 200 people live. Let's get the likes up, guys. Let's get the likes up to over 200 straight away if you're enjoying this. And make sure you follow me on some of these other socials as well. I'm trying to grow my Instagram, so follow me on Instagram as well. All right, Marcus Trashford saying Tchouameni has a higher ceiling. Look, I think both of them could be similar age. Let me have a look at Tchouameni's age. Oh, look at this. I think Tchouameni is 21. I'm pretty sure Declan Rice is 22. Declan Rice is 22. So both are similar age, but perhaps Tchouameni has a higher ceiling. The only thing I would say about Declan Rice, the thing that I can't really comment on Tchouameni, Marcus Rashford, is that at least with Declan Rice, there are other factors. He's a leader. He's a fantastic character in terms of being in the dressing room, someone who's going to G the teammates up. These things are important. As much as you guys want to laugh about it or not pay too much attention to these sort of things, it is important to have that leadership quality, to have that attitude where you can lift your teammates up. So many people have talked about this. Many players have talked about this. Rio Ferdinand, as I've said in 5 with 5 recently, said that's the kind of character you need in the team. Football is not all about just what you do on the pitch, but it's outside of the pitch. All the other intangibles, they do matter. And that's something I can't really comment on Tchouameni because I don't know. I haven't seen. All we know is Cesc Fabregas said that Tchouameni can play anywhere in midfield. And from the clips and the matches that I've watched in recent times of Tchouameni, I can say that he probably could play anywhere in midfield. But in regards to him being a leader or off the field, a big character, I can't say that. But about Declan Rice, you know that you can say that because in the Premier League, you can see that. He's the captain of West Ham. And so many players have said that about Declan Rice. All right, let's have a look at what Fahim has to say. Fahim, if Chelsea are the only team interested in Tchouameni, then I think Monaco will just sell at a lower price due to less competition. This is a very interesting point for him. Here's the other thing, right? I heard recently, once again, the In the Know's been providing all this information, which is trickles down to me. They've been saying that Marseille apparently has massive. Most clubs in French Liga and most clubs all over Europe have massive financial issues, and it's not a surprise because of the pandemic, right? Similarly, Marseille are not prone to this, immune to this. They've got financial issues as well, and they're trying to offload some of their players. And in recent times, they've actually bought a few players as well. They're trying to offload some of the players, and one of the players is Boubacar Kamara. Now, apparently, Monaco could be interested in Boubacar Kamara, which then kind of opens up the whole Tchouameni case for Chelsea. So check out for this domino effect to happen, whether, if Monaco ends up getting Boubacar Kamara, and if that's the case, then Chelsea perhaps will get Tchouameni. So there's a lot of, and then there's rumors around Camavinga as well. That's another player that's possibly looking to leave league. There's a lot of rumors that are saying that maybe it may be worthwhile for Tchouameni to stick around in Monaco for one more season. But if Chelsea come knocking, he'll find it very difficult to say no. You want to be in the mix with so many superstars at Chelsea, and we're going to be in with so many different title contendership. He will be buzzing for that particular opportunity. Let's be honest. I mean, Monaco's in Champions League, but you've done your thing now. If you're good enough, then you should take that opportunity with Chelsea. If Chelsea comes knocking for you. All right, let's have a look at some more. Pratik over here saying Tchouameni can be a junior Kante in coming days. Yeah, look, man. As I said, from the clips that I've seen, he can be someone who can sit deep and spray the passes, much like that Jorginho kind of style of player. Or he can also be the Kante style. So it's unbelievable. Cesc Fabregas wasn't wrong at all when he said that he could play absolutely anywhere in that particular midfield. Okay, Hershey is saying, centered on Instagram, my username is David. All right, let's have a look. Okay, here we go. All right, let's see what Hershey's has sent. Okay, just hang in there, live chat. Meanwhile, smash the like button. Let's get those likes up to over 100 and onto 200. That would be great. Okay, Hershey's has said, Carefree, you'd said this. I'll read it out to you guys. I'll share this particular message with you guys, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea had a great talk with Jules Kounde's agent a few weeks back. I did think it was mostly about Tchouameni, but I've been told it was about him and Jules. And that's clearly showing now with us stepping up the interest in him and looking likely to happen. The fact we've talked to him and getting a deal with his player over the line soon will surely give us a good helping hand in Tchouameni if we ever move for him. This is the exact message that I was given literally probably over 12 hours ago. And that's why I'm presenting this particular news. And I think that's probably why CFC News page did a story saying that, watch out for the Tchouameni situation, because Tchouameni and Jules Kounde share the same agent. So it's not too far-fetched at all, to be honest. Yeah, I want to bring this up from Sam. Hopefully not another Bakayoko. Look, we've been so scarred with the whole Bakayoko situation that we now think anyone from Liga could just turn out to be Bakayoko. Look, in all honesty, Bakayoko has left Chelsea on loan for the past few seasons, and he hasn't done that bad in Italy, and that's why Italian clubs are after him. And many could say that that's the kind of pace that suits him. The Premier League is a bit too quick for him, but I don't think everyone's going to turn out to be a Bakayoko. I think we need to be a bit calm about that. You look at all the other players that left Monaco during that time. Mbappe left during that time. Bernardo Silva, Fabinho. We just got a bit unlucky with the whole Bakayoko situation. Had we got any of those other players, even I'm pretty sure Mendy, the Monaco Mendy was the Mendy that went to Man City, right? I'm pretty sure the Monaco Mendy was the one. So. There's been some talents that's come out from that particular football club. Unfortunately, we just picked the one that just didn't work out. So hopefully it won't be that case all the time. All right, let's look at some more comments on this particular one before we go into the next news. Guys, let me know what I really want to know between Tchouameni and Declan Rice, who would be your choice? We've got 225 people. Let me see the answers that you guys want to put out. Declan Rice or Tchouameni? Just start spraying out your answers because I want to see exactly where you guys sit on this one, which will be interesting to see. All right, Roby's saying, in Cesc we trust. I'm sure he sees something in Tchouameni. There you go. I think this is a lot of people that are worried about whether this could turn out to be another Bakayoko situation. You got Cesc Fabregas putting the stamp, the seal on this particular situation, saying that Tchouameni is someone who is supremely good and can play anywhere in midfield. So for me, when Cesc is saying that, and Cesc Fabregas is one of the best, not just a footballer, midfielder, one of the best visionary, the passing ability that he had. When he's saying something like that, I will have to pay some respect to what he has to say. Leroy is saying, do a poll, please. You know what? Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll right away. Rice or Tchouameni? What's your choice? All right, let's go. I'm going to put Rice on top. Let's see. Sometimes it matters who goes on top and who's on the bottom, scenario. All right. Okay. There you go. The poll is now live. Let's see what you guys have to say. I can already see a lot of people saying Tchouameni, declared, undoubtedly. Declared is the one that will go for Rice. Kabina has gone for Rice as well, which is interesting. Some are saying both, but seems like there is a lot of suitors for Tchouameni. Frederick is saying Declan Rice, Tchouameni, and Camavinga as alternatives. So Declan Rice first. Fahim is saying Tchouameni as well. Drew saying Tchouameni so we can get Haaland. See, that's interesting. This is an interesting point. Do we have the money for both Haaland and Declan Rice? West Ham's asking for somewhere around 80 million. I know we can probably bring it down to about 60. Haaland is about 150 million pounds. Tchouameni would possibly be around 40-45 million. So this is an interesting one. Maybe it's Tchouameni so we can put all our money on Erling Haaland, ladies and gentlemen, as Frederick told us yesterday. Rolling Stone, let's check this out before we go to the next news. The combination friendship between Mount Rice sways in favor of Declan. Yeah, look, I've said it previously as well that I'm pretty sure Mason would have talked about this particular situation with Thomas Tuchel, probably with the club as well. We've heard from other ex-players who were in the game previously, say that sometimes the managers come up to them and ask them, who do you want? Who do you guys fancy? Just to get their opinion. So, I'm pretty sure Mason was asked about this. And look, Rice is still number one choice for Chelsea. It's just the price factor is what is putting this whole thing away. Okay. All right. Let's now look at the next bit of news, which is, honestly, I find this news very, very funny, and I'm pretty sure you guys are going to find it very funny as well. And I want to ask you guys what you guys think about this particular pundit, because honestly, I don't know how this guy gets paid to say what he's saying. Okay, so Steve Nicol, ladies and gentlemen, said this about Jules Kounde, which made me chuckle. So Steve Nicol said, he doesn't look like a CB, this guy. If you see him come out with the ball, he looks like a midfielder player, but I don't think that's what Tuchel wants, somebody coming out and dribbling past people. I mean, and then Vince goes and said, oh, yes, that's what Tuchel wants, Steve. I don't understand what this is the thing. I can't believe ESPN, and this is where sometimes I feel like I can't take ESPN seriously. The only reason I take some of the clips out of ESPN and do a reaction is because it's just basically taking the mick out of it. It's good particular point of view to discuss with you guys and have a laugh. But this is now seriously just taking the proper, piss, to be honest, out of this whole situation. I mean, does Steve Nicol even understand the kind of football that we play from the back? We are looking for defenders, not only who are good in defense and who can defend. I mean, Kounde was touted as, correct me if I'm wrong, ladies and gentlemen, but I've been told that Kounde was one of the defenders of the season in La Liga. He's been deemed as one of the defenders of the season. His aerial stats are apparently better than Sergio Ramos, and obviously it's because Sergio Ramos, not many long balls go towards him. This is straight from what Jules Kounde was saying, but Jules Kounde was also saying the fact that even though he may be short, but he's got a great leap. I've seen some of his matches in recent times, and some of his clips as well. I've got my reservations. I've spoken about this yesterday on live stream with you guys that, defensively with the physicality that Premier League has, he does need to adapt, but he's quick, his positional awareness is not bad. He will learn a lot from someone like Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva being, knowing how to speak French will help him out as well. Defensively, I think, yes, he can improve, but it's not like he's bad. He's someone who can defend. He's not a novice in defending. He's definitely someone who can defend. There's no doubt about that. Or else you don't get touted as one of the top La Liga defenders last season. But what he's going to bring, which is going to be supreme to us, is, as I said, we are going to be a possession-based football team. And he's going to have the ability to build up from the back, look for the passes diagonally if he plays on the right side or in the middle, those one-touch passes to build up. But more than anything, he's probably one defender that's not scared to, at times, if pressed and his teammates are marked, let's just say the passing lanes are blocked, he will probably drive through the middle and try and get an opening and then look for passes. He's not scared to run with the ball. And for Steve Nicol to say he looks like a midfielder, that's exactly what Thomas Tuchel wants, that trait, that he's so comfortable with the ball. He's looking for that. That's exactly the reason why Zouma is not, favored under the Thomas Tuchel system, because Zouma, as soon as he gets the ball, his natural reaction is to let the ball go straight away. He's not someone who's going to look up and look for an opportunity to run. Do you know what I mean? I love when when the iPad starts talking, it freaks me out just because I said some keywords and starts saying that. But yeah, going back to the whole Kounde, Steve Nicol, ladies and gentlemen, this is what this guy gets paid for, to say that Chelsea's looking for a defender and not a midfielder. I mean, I can't believe it that once upon a time that he was a manager. Literally, he was a manager of a football team, which is quite funny. All right, let's see what some of you guys have to say about this particular news. Let me know what your thoughts are about Kounde as well, ladies and gentlemen. I really want to understand where you expect Kounde to play. What do you expect from him as a defender, as a footballer? And why do you think Thomas Tuchel kind of fancied him? And do you think that he is going to see a lot more minutes than we probably are expecting? I think he's a decent, defender, ball carrier, ball playing, centre back. I think we may expect him to play a little bit more. Maybe not initially, but eventually as he adapts, we probably will. But let's read some of your comments here, because it's going to be very, very interesting. Okay, we've got Aldo saying Steve Nicol is a fraud, man. All right, declared here. Steve Nicol is a dinosaur. Got to give him some respect for what he's done back in the day, but the new game has passed him by. Yeah, massively. It seems like he doesn't understand the fact that proper footballing clubs out there, if you want to be a top football club, if you want to be, one of the great clubs in Europe, you essentially need to play good brand of football. And it's for many reasons. To get the new fan base, to get new fans, new fans means these fans will go out there and buy your merchandise, will watch your, football matches, will pay those subscriptions. So, no one wants to watch a team that's just going to sit back and defend. I mean, look, I'm not dissing counter-attacking football. Counter-attacking football can be gorgeous as well. But no one wants to just see on a day-to-day basis a team just sitting deep all the time and just countering. If you want to be one of the exquisite or an exclusive kind of footballing team, you do need to play good football. And from that, a lot of things opens up. Good players want to come to your football team. Good players means more fans want to start following you. More fans wanting to follow you means they will go to the stadium. They will travel overseas. They will, right now it's difficult under the pandemic, but wherever it's open, they will want to travel. And then the merchandise, as I said, these days, social media is so huge. So Steve Nicol, for him to be so outdated and defenders just need to defend, that's all. No, defenders need to do a lot more than just defending now. Yeah, defending is the primary objective. But if you're going to be a particular team that's going to hold 65 to 70% of the ball, your defenders better know how to play some ball, or else there's going to be trouble. So he needs to wake up. Sam he's saying, glad Steve says that. I mean, he's always wrong with his predictions anyway. Yeah, absolutely he's wrong. ESPN is a joke. Yeah, man, some of the takes over there just makes me laugh. But as I said, it's interesting to get some good discussions out of it. All right, Marcus Trashford. Just wait for Kounde to score against Liverpool this season to watch his meltdown. Yeah, man, I can't wait. He's a hardcore Liverpool fan. Obviously, he's played for Liverpool. He's probably Liverpool legend. I'll leave that for Liverpool people to talk about, but I'm probably sure that Liverpool probably deeming him as a legend. And it'll be very good if Kounde comes in and then bangs in a goal. Screamer would be brilliant from the right side or from the middle, much like the way Christensen did against Russia in the Euros. And then I want to see exactly what Steve Nicol has to say. He's a funny guy, Steve, man. He's said some absolute belters in his time. All right, Frederick here is saying Kounde scored an absolute worldie against Barcelona last year. I actually saw that particular goal. Picked up the ball in Sevilla's half, drew past 3 or 4 players and put the ball in the back of the net. There you go. That's a brilliant comment from Frederick. And this is exactly what I saw from Kounde last season. And this is what excites Chelsea. A player that from defense looks up, there's no, situation to pass or everyone's marked and he wants to break the game open, has the confidence to drive through, beat players, bangs in a shot and scores. We need that X factor. We need different solution next season. We can't be predictable. We have to have that unpredictability. And someone like Kounde brings that unpredictability in abundance. But I'm not disregarding the whole defense. He's got to be able to defend. There's going to be a lot of set pieces that he's going to have to defend in the Premier League. There's going to be a lot of counters that he's going to have to defend. But he's quick. His recovery pace is quick. Positional awareness is quick. Yes, the physical side of things, hopefully he does get better because Erling Haaland against Sevilla absolutely terrorized him. So that's something he does need to work on. And I'm sure that he will get that organized. Callum Lynch, Miz, can I ask, do you plan to get to match this season? Callum, I live in Sydney, Australia, so for me to go to matches, it's going to be very difficult. But once we're in lockdown at the moment in Sydney, so and our borders are all closed, so we can't even travel out. But as soon as all the borders and everything opens up, man, I'm planning massively to go to London and not just Chelsea games. I'll be going around everywhere. And this iPad, man. These iPads freak me out. Any bit of information they hear and they start talking themselves. But yeah, Callum, I do tend to go once all the border is clear and we can travel. and then hopefully meet some of you guys as well. That'll be very, very good to do. Yeah, Shubhajyoti, we'll talk about the kit very next up. Meanwhile, guys, we've still got over 200 people live. Let's smash the like button. Let's get those likes up to over 200. I'm really enjoying this conversation with you guys and sharing some of these news and discussing this with you guys, and the comments that you guys are providing is brilliant. Hope you guys are enjoying as well. And if you are, please smash the like button, because the likes helps out the video and the channel a lot. And most importantly, if you're here for the first time, subscribe, guys. Really subscribe. We are now on the race to 7,000 subscribers, and check out some of the other socials as well and connect in those socials. DM me if you want to reach out. More than happy to have a conversation. All right, a few more comments before we start looking at the news about the new kit, which absolutely looks fly, to be honest. I want to talk a little bit more about this whole Kounde situation. Yeah, okay. Let's have a look at this one. Gideon Tabor, do you think Tuchel will phase out Silva a bit more and play a back three of Kounde, Christensen, and Rudiger? Look, I don't think Tuchel will phase out Silva, because Silva is not going to be able to play all the games. So there doesn't need to be a phase out. I think there is a general notion and a consensus that if there is, for example, 65 games in a particular season for us in the upcoming season, he's probably going to play 60% at best, and then count in whether if there's going to be injuries or not. So he doesn't need to get phased out. So there'll be minutes for Christensen, and there'll be minutes for Kounde as well. Azpilicueta falls into the same category as well. Probably the age factor is gonna be against Azpi. I would love to see him stay at Chelsea Football Club, but apparently there's rumors that he is going to talk about his playing time in the upcoming season. So this is why I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, that someone like Kounde, don't be surprised if he ends up playing a lot more. Obviously, Reece James maybe in the right wing-back position. If we don't end up getting anyone there, maybe Reece James gets penciled down as a right wing-back. Then we've got Callum as well who can play that. But as everyone's saying, that would like to see him play more as a left wing-back. Personally, I would like to see him as a left wing-back as well, but he could play as a right wing-back. So, look, Kounde, this particular commentary, I'm not sure about the phasing out, but he will feature. He will feature because of Silva not being able to play every single game. John Abraham saying, is Kounde deal going to be hijacked by Real Madrid? I'm not really sure if Real Madrid's in any position at the moment to, purchase. I mean, yeah, they've got some money for Rafa Varane. They've lost Sergio Ramos, so they're probably in the market for a particular defender. But I think Kounde, his release cost is 80 million euros. And even Chelsea, even though Fabrizio Romano has stated that it is getting closer, it is with a Zuma swap deal. So we're going with somewhere around 30 to 35 million euros, pounds. I'm not really sure. I think it's euros. And then Zuma on top. And if Zuma was touted to be worth around 25 to 30 million, for me, when you do the maths, let's say if we take something as high as 35 million euros for Kounde and Zuma is as high as 30, that works out to be 65. So that still doesn't match up to the release clause of 80 million. So yeah, I'm not really sure exactly how that's going to happen. Maybe we need to raise the money a little bit for Kounde. And this is what the recent rumors have been coming around about Kounde, that apparently it's not as advanced as what Fabrizio said. I'm still going to believe Fabrizio because he's the key particular guy who broke this particular news. And he's saying that there is advanced talks and a deal should materialize with Zuma going the other way. Personal terms agreed. Hopefully, we find an agreement with Sevilla with this particular situation. But yeah, could Real Madrid possibly hijack? They would have to pay that 80 million because they don't have a particular player to offer them. We've got Zuma to offer. I think that's going to sweeten the deal a little bit. So that's my opinion on that. All right, let's have a look at the final bit of news, if you want to say, I suppose, is this one. Let's have a look at this. Let's bring this up. So it's our away kit, and it looks something like this. Wiz Khalifa vibes right now. Black and yellow. If you guys all remember the particular song. So this is what it looks like. Let's just bring that up. Let's start from the top. So yeah, this is the video that was released. This is the kit. I gotta say, ladies and gentlemen, I really like this particular kit. I can't wait to get this. The yellow looks brilliant. We had the yellow a long time ago and it looked really nice. I believe it must have been under Sarri season. Yeah, the yellow was under Sarri season. So I was very, very keen on that particular kit at that time. And this looks fly from Nike. Finally, they've given us something to really cheer about. Look, then again, I didn't really mind the home kit that we have this season. I've already got one Mason Mount kit on the home one. But this particular jersey, the yellow one, looks beautiful, honestly. As I said to you guys, I can't wait for the jersey promo to come back, ladies and gentlemen, this season sometime. And firstly, buy for myself. And maybe I might even do a giveaway to you guys. You guys have been so loyal and faithful to this particular channel. So I want to maybe give out a particular jersey. And maybe it might be this yellow one to one of you guys in the live chat. Once it comes handy again, and might want to give away one of these ones with whatever name you want to have at the back, maybe Erling Haaland if it does come to Chelsea. But do look out for that down the track. So let me know your thoughts on this particular second shirt, the away shirt, which looks very, very good to me in my humble opinion. There's something here for Kante. Welcome back. Some faces coming back. Cobham. Yeah, I think we saw that. That's Malang Sarr, by the way. Okay. Kante came back. Yeah, this is what it looks like. There we go. Rudiger he looks very stressed out, Rudiger. It never smiles, does he? Maybe he's looking for that new contract. And Chelsea's just not giving that new contract as yet. It's just probably annoying him a little bit. We'll see how this particular news pans out in the upcoming days as well, which will be very interesting. I hope that he does sign that contract extension. It's what the women's team look on that particular jersey. And yeah, so I'm very, very happy with this particular kit. Let's see what you guys have to say now before we wrap things up here. Guys, as I said, over 200 people still here consistently. Please smash the like button, get the likes up to over 200 straight away if you're enjoying. Subscribe if you're here for the first time as well. And check out the poll. 205 people have voted. Please vote. A lot of people are saying Tchouameni is the choice for midfield. Okay, let's have a look at some of these comments here. Roby, I would say Haaland vibes. I comment. You know what? I'm pretty sure I commented this. I want to bring this up. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I commented. I said off the back of that particular video, at Black and Yellow, what do you think? Haaland will feel at home, right? So, guys, go out there if you're on football Twitter and absolutely smash the hell out of that. Like that particular one and tag Dortmund on that particular reply. See if Dortmund has anything to say. Some of these German Bundesliga teams. And their admins, they do interact with the fans. So if you guys go out there and bombard that particular comment of mine with a reply with at Black and Yellow, and basically be a bit cheeky about the whole Haaland thing, maybe we can get something out of them. But yeah, that was my reply, which was quite funny, and that's what Roby is saying as well. All right, let's have a look at what Declared is saying. Dortmund tops to help Haaland adjust. Yeah, man, Haaland will be absolutely at home. He will feel like he's not left one bit, but the team has upgraded. I mean, I'd have to say, yeah, Chelsea, European champions. Of course, it's an upgrade from Dortmund. There is no doubts about that. So yeah, he will feel like he's still playing for Dortmund, but with a better team, which will be good for him. All right, the beautiful game. Haaland should feel right at home in yellow. Lose the stripes, though. Yeah. A lot of people were saying lose the stripes, but I don't entirely mind it. I mean, would you have liked it if it was just plain yellow? I don't mind the black sort of line that's going, the stripes that's going through. Let's have a look at some more comments here. I like this comment here from Galactus Pro. Kounde is safe option for right wing back, but I trust you. Yeah, that's another position where Kounde could play. He's pacey and he's good with the ball. I've got no reason why he can't play that particular role. In fact, for France, in the Euros against Portugal, he played as a right back. So if you can play right back, you should be able to play right wing back. I wouldn't say it's similar, but it's got similar traits. So I wouldn't be surprised if Kounde is able to play right wing back as well, because he will be a lot more enterprising than the options that we have, unless Reece James starts doing a bit more madness this season. Andrew, it looks like the 1983 away kit. All right, let's have a look. I've actually never seen Chelsea's 1983 away kit. Let's check this out. Chelsea 1983 away kit. Let's have a look. Yeah, okay. All right. Interesting. I'll just bring this up for the live chat to have a quick look as well. So there you go. That's some of the images out there. I think this is the one. Yeah, 1983. That's not bad, man. That looks very nice, actually. Similar, yeah. The stripes here are red, and obviously the one that we're going with is black, and it's a bit more thinner stripes as well. So yeah, interesting, my man. All right, let's do a few more comments before we wrap things up, guys. Please smash that like button. Let's get the likes up to 200. We still got 200 people. Robert saying, I hate this 3. Yeah, look, the massive 3 is, look, I'm starting to like it. I mean, it is what it is, but it does stand out. It's so huge, isn't it? It's in your face sort of situation. All right, Anono, thank you so much. Greetings from Bangladesh. My countryman is here. Love to see Bangladeshi people in this particular stream. I am from a Bangladeshi background, even though I grew up in Sydney, but my roots are from Bangladesh, and I would love to see a lot more Bangladeshi people come in and then be part of this particular channel. It's very, very good to see my country people come in and share their opinion. Zevo Genius, all by yourself today. You know what, Zevo, I really have been enjoying a lot lately doing the streams by myself, because I actually get to talk to you guys and have my focus on you guys, because yeah, the interactions I get with you guys is so good, and I love this, and you're probably going to see a lot more of this, but not to say that I'm not going to bring in guests. The guests will be coming through thick and fast very, very soon, but every now and then you shall see me doing these by myself and talking to you guys directly, which is going to be quite exciting. All right, Mikhail saying, is it possible we're negotiating with Aspi as part of the swap for Kounde, perhaps Spanish team, and go out on a high? Perhaps personally, Aspi stays for me. Ooh, that's interesting. So you're thinking Aspi on a swap, he goes to Sevilla, finishes off his career in Spain. He is the Spanish right back, number 1 right back at the moment. But I don't know whether he goes on a swap here, but interesting point. I mean, Aspi's time would be compromised this season. So, it'll be interesting what Aspi does, whether he stays or not. As I said, there's rumors that, if he doesn't get enough game time, he doesn't want to just be sticking around in the bench. So let's see what happens. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that pretty much wraps us up for this particular stream. I want to just give you guys some final announcement before we leave. First of all, we will have the Down Under Football crew. As you know, we've got a new show coming up with the Aussie boys, Scott and RJ. You would have seen them on the channel before. We will come back tomorrow and have a show, but it won't still be the official launch yet. Official launch will be just before the season starts. And we've got a very, very exciting guest, a player, a Premier League ex-player, ready for that particular show, which is going to be brilliant. That'll be the first show for that particular new segment that's coming up. But the boys will be here tomorrow. Maybe we'll share a new snippet of what you can expect from that particular show. We'll share something. The other thing is, guys, as I said, we are going to do a lot more madness next season. Do look out for on this channel where we do streams from certain people being in the stadium, where the reviews might be straight after the match, where certain people might be in stadium, and it'll be very exciting to see that. We could possibly have few people going to the Spurs game that's coming up very, very soon, straight after Arsenal, where I'm hoping we can do the parade show right here, the trophy parade that we're going to do. Hopefully you guys can be all here and we can all watch it live on this channel, the trophy parade live, which will be very, very brilliant. And the post-match review on that particular match, and even pre-match, just before the match, being in the stadium live. Some of the boys from this particular channel will be in the match, and the channel has literally sponsored them to go out there and watch the match. So do look out for that. There'll be also training sessions, hopefully, where we get to see the players live training. That'll be interesting to see that live from this channel. So look, there's a lot of madness coming up. So do stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end of the show. We still got over 200 people, guys. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this. Let me know your thoughts on all the topics we've talked about. We talked about Lukaku. We talked about Haaland. We've talked about Tchouameni, Rice. We've talked about Jules Kounde, and obviously the Chelsea, fourth kit. So once this stream is over, check out the comments. Put the comments down, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the show. Subscribe if you're here new. Smash the like button. See ya.